Two wheels are better than four. From the mountains to the shore, find us rolling up to the pub. We're 17 Scooters Club.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 17 Scooters Club. I think I can hear Katie breathing. Oh, that's the problem. No, you cannot wear those, Katie. You can't wear those. Can you go headphoneless?
I can, but John's sleeping. What if I mute
Oh,
myself?
no. Okay, well, this will be the special Katie episode. We have a guest, and the fourth guest is the Phantom Breather. But yes, welcome to 17 Scooters Club. It has been 2 weeks when you're hearing this. We had all intentions to record while we were in San Diego on vacation, sister trip with mom, and I don't know about you guys, but for me it got to like Friday and I'm like, "Oh crap, we were supposed to record." Oh well, like we'll just do it when we get home. But yeah, now we're home and we have an episode for you. For Katie, it's the middle of the night. For me and Natalie, it's just about early nighttime, late evening. So yeah, how's everyone's week been since we've gotten back?
It's been chaotic. I feel like we got back and then I don't know. I don't know where the week went. It's already, well, I guess it's only Wednesday, but I just feel like I jumped right back into things. I was playing volleyball and like you guys said, it's in the middle of the night, but here we are.
Speaking of the middle of the night, there's something I told Katie.
Oh no. Do I want to know?
I don't know if you were there or not when I told Katie. I don't think you were. You were probably getting ready. But anyways, if you guys remember Katie sharing the story on the podcast, you shared that on the podcast, right? Where you yelled out to John because you heard him back behind the chicken coop and he went like, yeah, or whatever.
At night.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he answered you and you thought it was weird that he was back there, but not like approaching you. And then all of a sudden John sticks his head out the door and is like, Kate, who are you talking to? And you're like, you. Anyways, there's this TikTok trend right now that like I haven't personally gotten into it. I heard about it through other people. I want to deep dive, but every time I think about it, it's past dark and I do not deep dive creepy after dark.
No.
It's just like a cardinal rule. But anyways, there's this guy who has trail cams around his property and he was out for a run and he saw himself on his trail cam, but it not the same clothing, not the same time, and he wasn't in that location, but he saw himself. So like creepy doppelganger stuff. And like they're always like just slightly off, but almost right. So it's like John's voice was just slightly off, but almost right, like doppelganger. He was out for a run, he ran past the camera, but it was like just not him. So I'm like, I thought that was really creepy.
How does that even work? And I also saw, and this might be an episode for another day, but similar, somebody was looking on their own camera. They were getting Ring alerts and they looked and this man was going into their shed. Going into their shed, which is on in the backyard in their Ring camera. Like some random man walked through the backyard, went in and never came out. And then they were afraid. They were like, we need to check. And they literally, like with timestamps, they were like filming the time, like what time it was, and was going in. And they're like, literally, this man vanished. There's no windows, there's no holes, there's no place for him to go. And they were showing the timestamps also on, like actually filming and like holding up time and like showing the clocks and everything, and then showing the timestamps on the thing. And he never came back. But then he kept walking into the shed like the next day,
like different times. Oh yeah,
that's like the
creepy.
Next day he would walk into the shed and they're like, how is this guy getting in? And
they've got haunted or they have a portal.
Yes,
either way, like something's going on back there.
A portal would be cool.
Yeah, but where's the portal to, and why can't everyone else see it?
It's so weird. But that's what, when you told me that story, that's what that reminded me of.
It's so creepy. That's why I don't like having cameras.
Yes.
Because I feel like I'm going to see something. Like, I used to have a puppy camera when I first got Zion, and I was just like, I don't even want to see this.
That's how I feel because the dogs will, like, bark or growl at night, and I'm, like, in the middle of the woods, like, surrounded by trees. And, like, I don't know what's scarier, like thinking that maybe there's like a coyote out there or a deer getting a little close, or like actually seeing what's out there. And I kind of feel like actually seeing what's out there is scarier. But I did also find something a little creepy. Like I've been gardening, and like, which means I'm running around the property looking for like different tools. And we have the shed that we have very close to our house. I feel comfortable saying this because nobody knows where I live. We have a shed close to our house, and it literally has everything you need to murder somebody in. And we leave it unlocked and we leave it open. Like, I don't even know what it is. It's like a pick, like a big, we have a massive, like, ice pick looking thing, hammers on end, like those farm things that you use to pick up poop, like the really like metal things. Like, if anything, I want a camera on that shed. And then when there's motion there, that's when I'm concerned. But I'm like, I need to lock my doors more often, because I'm very close to stuff like that. It's creepy as
Should we
hell.
share, or maybe we should just get into our episode, but quick overview of the crazy tiptoes?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's what I
you,
was thinking.
Katie, you share.
Because we need updates.
Yeah, we do. Do you have updates?
No, but I do have a camera for them. There's been no action, but basically, while we were in San Diego, our dad and brothers had texted our group chat and they said there was a visitor at 3 a.m. And we're like, what are you talking about? And they sent us a video, and it was our brother talking, and it was these bare feet walking away from the door. And so we have a front door and we have a side door, and the side door um, kind of opens up into the driveway, and it had been raining. And the weird thing is, the feet weren't walking up to the door, they were only walking away from the door. So it looks like someone, like, I guess, walked out of the house, stepped on the wet mat, said, "Oh, my feet are wet," and tiptoed away from the house, and you could only see the tiptoes, but there was no feet walking to the door. So we were coming up with all of these theories. And actually, I do have an update. Eric said, I talked to him the other day, the door is was unlocked. So I was like, did
Did
someone
they
walk?
usually, I don't know, sometimes they leave it unlocked.
He said that he locked it when he went down at 3 a.m. and saw the footprints. So,
Well, I'm not surprised that the door was unlocked. Like, that's what they do, you know? Like, our family's really bad
yeah. So
at
we were
that.
like, well,
That
what was it? Was
sucks.
somebody inside and then they stepped on the mat and they were like, oh, shoot, and they tiptoed away? Was it a neighbor who got locked out, walked up, I guess, barefoot to the door, stepped on the mat, was like, oh, I'm locked out, and then tiptoed away? Was it someone trying to canvas the, like, look in the windows? Because there's a window right there. Did they walk up to be so quiet and look in and step on the mat and tiptoe away? Um, but I have no idea. But I just think it's weird that that's unlocked. Actually, we do have a theory, but I'll tell you when we
Um,
actually there. Now, are you
what
back?
when you said, yeah, Natalie was having technical
Okay.
difficulties, but now we can look at
Yes.
her. When you were just saying, like, if somebody got locked out, I'm like, how could some, like, what's the scenario someone would get locked out? And I'm like, maybe you're hooking up with somebody and then like you sneak out the window and then now you're locked out of their house. But I'm
No,
like,
I was
who's
thinking
doing
like
that?
old person. Maybe the door blocked behind them. They wanted to
Oh, because
look at
they're
something
man
outside.
feet.
Yeah. Oops, lock the door behind me. I'm old. I don't have my
Hmm.
cell phone. I'm barefoot.
At our house, though?
I think that if that happened with any of our neighbors, I would be like, hey, I don't want you to be creeped out or anything, but like, I got locked out of my house last night and like I tried to like knock on your door. I don't know. I feel like
You'd say something.
they're very close knit on our block, and somebody would say something about that. Are you not? Are you gonna? You're
Well,
gonna
I'll tell you a little brief, and we could get into more detail later because I know we have our things to get started.
wait. Wait, one more
Yes.
thing before we get into that. So
Mhm.
their theory, it was unlocked. There's feet leaving. Is anything missing, or
Mm-mm.
did we not have a good enough like inventory of the home?
There's nothing there.
Well,
There's a
no
water
inventory.
cooler. There's a water cooler. There's
Yeah, they're gonna take that
like
water cooler.
there's an old like place to put your keys, and there's the bathroom. But this, so
Maybe they had to go potty.
without blurting out names, just to keep everyone anonymous. So we were talking
Mhm.
to some of the neighbors who live across the street. They came over the other day and they were on this. this tiptoe. They wanted to know all about it, and they were like,
So across the street neighbors, because we're not
across
naming.
the street.
Okay.
Yes. Came over. They wanted to know all about it. They were like, we're gonna figure this out. Blah blah blah. And then
Don't worry, we got our AK-47s.
yeah, they're
Them?
like, we're
Okay.
gonna figure this out. And so
Yeah.
we were like, well, what do you think? Do you think we're in trouble? And they theorized that another neighbor of ours who's getting older, who lives
Oh.
down, who we talked about before, that we have another neighbor who's getting older who may have been like losing their mind. Apparently they found this neighbor, who shall not be named, like mowing the lawn at night, wandering around, just standing in the street at night,
Sounds like mild
confused.
neighbors with the tin foil.
Aw.
So they
Maybe
think
losing their like dementia's better than they losing their mind. But I don't know.
So the across the street neighbor theorized, that's their best guess, that the neighbor down the road maybe didn't know if they're trying to mow the lawn in the middle of the night. Who's to say they're not trying to come hang out with dad in the middle of the night?
That's kind of sad. And like was barefoot in the rain in the middle of the
realized,
night.
Nobody's
this isn't
here.
My house.
No, they
Yeah.
maybe opened the door, looked, said, "Oh, Rick's not home. Let me leave."
Yeah.
So that was their thought, which actually made me feel better because the people across the street are little cuckoo bananas. And so if that was their theory, that it was a neighbor and not someone breaking in, I was like, okay, well, that makes me feel better. But
yeah, like if anyone was going to come up with a wild theory, it would be that.
But
like,
yeah,
that's actually pretty
like
logical thinking.
They're on top of all the break-ins.
Surprisingly.
They're like, if anyone's breaking anywhere, we'd be there.
Exactly. So I got mom and dad. Well, I didn't get them. I have a camera for them. It's from my old apartment when someone was trying to break into my apartment, and now I don't use it anymore. So I'm going to give it to them, and we're going to catch the tiptoer on film.
Oh, I want to catch the tiptoer. I mean, it's been a week. It should be up already. Are they just like?
I had to charge it for them, and then they couldn't figure out that it doesn't drill in. You can drill it into the side of the house, but they didn't want to. But I have like this clip where it'll clip on the door and it locks.
Yeah,
from
my
the
old dog walker had that, and I thought it was cool.
It's very cool. We got to explain it, and then we got to figure out who's getting the app.
Oh,
probably Eric.
Yeah, probably Eric. But then I can see mom and dad like really wanting access to it. I mean, multiple people can have access to the app, right?
I thought you can, right?
I'm the only one with access to mine. Man, this makes me want to hang up my cameras, and if I get anything creepy. Yes. Natalie used to leave me like doorbell messages at my old house. Like when she went grocery shopping and she came, she would like bring like I remember this one time she had at least like 6 boxes of seltzer, and she did a whole grocery haul, but it like I wasn't paying for it. I was just using the free version, so after 15 seconds I didn't get it, but yeah, they're fun to have.
That's funny.
I have a compilation at my old apartment when John left. He would always do something funny.
Funny. I thought you were talking about your creepy neighbor that would always be like, "Oops, wrong door."
I do. I have a compilation of that too.
Oh my god.
Maybe it was that guy and he's following you.
I don't think he
with the tiptoes
could figure that out.
No, probably not.
Yeah, lots of action. That's like the most exciting thing that's happened since we've been back.
Yeah. I've just been working and trying to build a flower bed, which turns out to be a lot. Like, it's a box. How hard can a box be? And then I didn't take into account how heavy each piece of wood is. And so I built it upside down because I wanted to be little feet on them. And then I had to flip it over. And this thing weighs like 300 pounds. I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I got it to weigh that much. It's not even done. And my saw is like, if I had like legit power tools, it would be so much easier, but my saw only cuts like an inch at a time. So I have to cut it, turn it over, cut it again, and then switch it so it gets all sides. It's just like, it takes so long, and I'm kind of over it now, but I just want to get to the planting flowers part, but my seedlings are dying because they need to get into soil pronto. So I expected this product to take me like an hour and a half. And it took me all day, and I'm not done yet, and I'm probably gonna go out there in the dark after this. So that's my update. Anything else? I don't know. My grass died while I was gone. Seedlings stayed alive. No. My grass died, so I'm trying to figure out whether I'm gonna wood chip it or do some mulch or do gravel or just try to redo grass. But I think pulling out dead grass sounds like hell to me, so I tried to do it.
Sounds like it would take a long time.
I vote wood chips too, I think. Natalie, how about you? Just working your 12 jobs or what? Oh,
Yeah, just
I
working.
do. I have an
I almost picked up
update.
hitchhikers, but I didn't.
Why would you do that?
They
You
were
don't listen
hikers.
to
It was
enough
a man and a
Murdy.
lady.
That's how I would dress if I wanted to murder somebody as well.
That's true. But I didn't pick them up.
I picked up a hitchhiker once when I was in high school. Um,
I
and
hitchhiked once.
I didn't. She like always remembered me, and she messaged me like about a year ago and asked for my
Oh.
permission to like talk about us like helping her as like because she was through hiking the Appalachian Trail. She's like, "Can I talk about you on like a podcast I have?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I never looked it up, but I probably should. I forget her name. It's her name's like her trail name, but that's pretty cool.
It's funny.
Yeah, and then I'm like, wow, she could have been a murderer. She smelled so bad. She was like,
Oh.
she's like the way the wait, what was that whale's name? The whale's breath smelled. The winky, the stinky winky, or what?
The
Stinky
minky.
minky.
Minky. It was a minky.
But I forget what they called the actual breath.
I think they just called it stinky minky.
Yeah, I think that's what they said.
I don't know. We were having too good of a time on that boat whale watching. So should we get into our real theories? Should I go?
Yeah.
I'd
Who
say
wants to go
so.
first? I have energy right now, so I'll go first because we never know when that
Okay.
could flip.
True.
So remember how I talked about it was TJ Maxx. I called it a big discount store, but we need scandal because we need scandal so people listen to us. You know, all
And something
publicity.
needs to be done about their practices.
Yeah, TJ Maxx is reselling used
Come for
makeup,
us.
expired makeup. Come for us, and so it comes at no surprise that I don't know if this is also a TikTok trend. I don't know if any of y'all seen it. I know Natalie hasn't because she
I
ain't
have.
TikToking. You have
Oh.
different
Oh,
one.
I thought you were talking about the
Marshalls.
videos.
About Marshalls. And so these are the same company. So allegedly, I've seen proof of it online. Shane Dawson. Oh, you do know about it because I sent you the video.
Yeah.
So people will go into Home Goods. Sorry, I said Marshalls, but they're literally all the same to me in my brain.
They are
I've
awesome.
returned things at like each other's store before and seen the same things. So
Yeah.
you can go in and you'll buy a few things. People leave. They take those things home. They peel the sticker off, put it on something random at home, like a candle that somebody got you for your birthday that you're never going to use, or a vase that you found in your grandma's attic, or like a flower pot that you got for free on the side of the road. You stick that sticker on it and you bring it into return. And you don't need a receipt, so you get store credit. Like you won't have a receipt, so you'll only get store credit, you won't get cash, but they will take those as returns. And they all know it's happening, but they can't do anything about it because like the way the system is. So you'll scan it in, you'll be like, that's clearly from your grandma's house, but I have no idea, like no way to prove it because of the way that Home Goods is set up. And so they just return it. And so I watched Shane Dawson's new YouTube video. I sent it to Natalie because we binged all of his stuff when she was here the time before last. And I'll have to send it to Katie. I'll post it on here. But basically it's them hearing about this theory on TikTok being like, there's no way they're going to do that. And they did it. They didn't actually, so they got to the point where they were going to make the return and they didn't want to get arrested or like we're not saying you should do this because you shouldn't do it because it's highly illegal, but they were like, oh, so you'll give me store credit, and they're like, yeah, and they're like, never mind, and then ran out the door. But like they were about to do it. And
can I ask a question?
Yes.
How, well, maybe you don't know this, but so like let's say I bought this water bottle, which Liv actually bought for me, but let's say
that's from Home Goods.
Okay,
which
so
is
there's
a little
the thing
concerning.
on the bottom. So what if I peeled this off? And I think on here it says it's a hydro flask, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have a price, but it has like what it is, and it has the barcode. If I peeled this off and then stuck it on like my holder that holds all my pens and pencils, no, not
because that had like a little piece of paper around it. and that paper was like the packaging, and on that packaging was the home goods price. So that was in their barcode. So it's, they'll have, even if they're selling name brand stuff, they'll have that, but then they have the different home goods price. So I could have peeled that off and put it on something else and returned it. And I guess like I don't think it comes up in their system as to like what the product is, because they have a whole mumble jumble of things. Like
that was going to be my question. Does it scan and say this was a water bottle, but clearly it's a candle now?
I don't think so. I don't think it does. And because they have so much shit in there, like you've been in there, there's like the most random things ever. So like I don't think that those price tags say what they are. And so there's this other theory that they tested, because someone was on TikTok. They said that their kid brought like a toy in to Home Goods, and mom was shopping and the kid drops the toy, they leave, they forget about it, comes back the next day, finds it with a price tag on the shelf. And so they tested that out. They took a candle that they got, like they had in their house, and they just left it in an abandoned cart with other merchandise, and they came back the next morning and it was on the shelf with a price tag on it. And like, so they just, it's not like a set inventory that they're getting, it's just like random things that they're gonna put on for sale. So like I would say that this isn't really even a conspiracy theory, it's like it's proven. So I think that's crazy.
What do you guys think about that? Do you think it's like big TJ Maxx saying we're going to sell everything, blah, blah, blah? Or do you think that it's like these workers at TJ Maxx who don't really give a crap and are basically, their manager is like, I don't want to see one thing sitting around. I don't want to see one toy in one shopping cart. You keep these aisles clean. I don't care if you have to put a sticker on it, clean it up. And they're just like, okay, I don't give a shit, and put it on. Or do you think it's
Yeah,
a big
well,
conspiracy?
I
I
don't know.
don't
So
know.
I've never worked retail, so I don't know, but I could see myself like in a, like it's not like it's a Vans store where everything literally says Vans on it. Like I feel like if I saw something random like a candle that kind of belongs there without a tag on it, I think I would bring it and be like, "Hey, like somebody peeled the tag off." Like cuz you peel the tag off, put it on something else that's cheaper, you buy that thing for cheaper, you know? Like I feel like people peel tags off all the time. And so you bring that over, and then they're like, oh, put a tag on it, and then you go put it back on the shelf that it belongs on. Like I think that I would do that, not even thinking. Like I would just assume that it was already merchandise. So I don't think that's that big of a scandal. Like that a candle kind of belongs there, but like at the same time, like it shouldn't be happening. I feel like, to your question, Katie, it's more so like, oh, you can't stop it. It's just the workers being like, I don't give a fuck. It's like not my circus, not my monkeys. Like I'm literally
True.
getting paid minimum wage. If you want to make a return, I'm gonna let you make a return. And that would be my, like I'm not gonna argue with you. I don't give a shit. I'm just getting paid minimum wage. I'm gonna let you do
True.
what you want to do. If you're beating the system and I'm fooled about it, it's kind of how I feel about a really good fake ID. Like if I like you, like I mean, I really enjoy taking fake IDs and being like, who are you to try to fool me? But also, like in the rule of it all is if I am fooled, I can't get in trouble. So I think that's just kind of how they are. Like if they're fooled, they can't get in trouble. Um but like it's almost like hurting the company, but they're also getting free merchandise. So I don't really get it, because you're buying something new and then you're giving them something back. So you're just getting like a credit to buy more things at their store, but you also put something back on their shelf. So it's kind of just like a swap sale. I don't know. What are your guys'
I
thoughts?
think that's so strange. I don't
I
know, because
think
then
we
at
need to
that
go
point,
undercover. I think we all need to get
I think
jobs
we
at TJ
do.
Maxx slash Home Goods.
Because that live, I do understand, like, isn't the thought behind like Marshalls and TJ Maxx and Home Goods and all of that stuff is that it's kind of leftover stuff from other retailers that then they're able to sell for cheaper. But then once you add in like someone random person bringing in stuff, then that becomes like a goodwill or like donation situation, and then you're like, okay, this is cheap but not like that cheap. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I need to make a confession
Hmm.
about this.
Oh
I
boy.
also, I also saw this on TikTok, so I decided to give it a try. And
Uh-oh.
for any of you rule followers out there, this is I was not successful, so don't get mad at me, don't come at me. But I saw on TikTok that people were going to the dumpsters of these big places,
I remember
and
you saying this.
yeah, and like one girl, she was like, "Time to go dumpster diving," and I don't know where she lived. I think it was like in the South, and she literally went to the dumpsters and would find like candles and makeup and like water bottles and just stuff that they didn't want. They threw out, and she would literally just take it. So I was like, "Well, I live near a TJ Maxx in like a not so nice city, so like let me go check." No, everything, like you could drive back there, there's a road, but when I peeked in, you couldn't even look in the dumpster. It was all locked. It was like a compressor, so they would fill the dumpster from the inside and then compress it, so everything was just ruined and pushed down. But why would they be
Hmm.
throwing things out and compressing it if then they could just sell it? They just slap a sticker on it.
Well, I'm wondering what they do. Like, what do they do with all the product that doesn't sell? Like, do
Throw it
they
out.
do they donate it? Do they try to sell it online? Like, I don't know. Do you know how you could buy like lost luggage box or like Amazon returns box online? Like, I wonder if they just do like a big Marshalls like things that didn't sell bulk box for like $500 or something cheap like
I
that.
wonder what the time frame is though, because they try and sell literally everything. Like I've seen broken stuff on shelves and they'll discount it like $1, or like things that are missing pieces or have been opened, and like I'm
Yeah,
like, why are you selling that?
I know. Well, and then back to the makeup, they will take the
Yeah.
makeup returns that are like obviously smudged, crushed, like unusable, expired, and they'll sell them like not even care. I think
Yeah,
okay, so that part is definitely big conspiracy with the uppers because they were purchasing makeup from a third party that
That's already expired.
yeah, so that third party was supposed to be going to a trash dump, like their job was to get rid of the makeup, but instead they were going to TJ Maxx. So I feel like you would know, like you just all you have to do is like a quick little look into it and boom, you have your answers. So I don't know, I feel like they're just very much so whatever, if I could sell it, I'm going to sell it. If you're going to give it to me, that's money in my pocket, so I'll take it, you know.
I agree with Nat that we should all go undercover and maybe not go as far as getting a job, but
That'd be funny.
near us we have a Sierra, which is like a discounted
Ooh.
like hiking outdoors store, and they have like camping gear, backpacks, like Patagonia, activewear, running stuff, outdoor stuff. We have Home Goods, and we have Marshalls, and we have TJ Maxx. So I would like to kind of go, and now with this knowledge, go look around. Like, just
Well,
look. What do
yours
I
is a
see?
superstore too. You got the Home Goods with the either Marshalls or TJ Maxx.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to go observe.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
live right down the street from one too, so I don't know. Maybe I'll go take a peek. Yeah. Right. Who's
Big,
next?
yeah.
I have
Speaking
like a
of,
conversational one because I
you
came
want to
across
end with that?
something and I want to know if you guys have heard anything or have any thoughts.
Okay, go
All right,
for it.
now I'm intrigued.
Am I echoing? Because on my end, I
No.
was echoing a little bit. Okay, so Elon Musk, I don't know what the interview was. It was it came up on my reels. He was talking with Jordan Peterson about who knows what, and he mentioned something about like, oh, his headquarters or some building is in Memphis, and Elon goes, oh yeah, the capital of ancient Egypt. And he's talking about how AI is gonna be. He's like, oh, like maybe our God will come from there again, as in like, I guess talking about how AI is going to be the new god one day. But anyway, that brought me to his comment about Memphis and America being the real ancient Egypt. So I did a little deep dive, and there's some conspiracy that there's an ancient Egypt before Egypt, and it was America. And the Mississippi River was the Euphrates River and the fertile land. And there are people here that built mounds. And this gets into Atlantis and the aliens too. So there's this tablet called the Tablet of Thoros or something. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's just like woo woo, like whatever. It's not like fact, it's just ideas and mysteries of the world, whatever, like not to be taken seriously. So I want to deep dive it a little more and read into the actual transcriptions because no one has really been able to fully translate it. It's in a weird rune kind of language. So I want to get more into the Atlantis and the aliens, but someone did like a summary of someone who did like a scientific research on these things, and they're like, oh, this is what the translation says. Ancient Egypt started in America, or the Egypt before Egypt, and people built mounds here that then turned into pyramids, and Memphis was the capital. And then this guy named, I'm
Are you
forgetting the
saying,
name,
sorry, when you're saying Memphis, Memphis, Tennessee?
Memphis, Tennessee, yeah.
Oh, y'all from Memphis?
Walking
Yes.
in Memphis,
So
walking
then,
with my feet 10 feet off the
and they were
pyramid.
like the Atlanteans from Atlantis because everything originally they're talking about like some subsurface and entrances to the earth. And so they're like, okay, we're gonna send whoever this being to Egypt to start new, like actual Egypt. He's like, build what has previously been built, kind of do like a copy of ancient Egypt in Egypt. And the land was called like Kemer or something. And the tablets talk about him taking a ship there to find the land, like where the land ends, which ends up being Egypt. And it's not a boat because they say, oh, we're looking down upon the land of Kemer because he sees the pyramids or like where he's going to put the pyramids. So he's in a spaceship, theoretically. So this is the connection with the aliens. So he finds this land and they make ancient Egypt. And apparently, the scientific document, I didn't actually read it because it's really long. The like translation or interpretation of these things. They're like, oh yeah, like the time frames kind of line up if you think about it, that America was the original, and then they went to ancient Egypt and they built the pyramids, and then the pyramid, which Katie talked about on the episode that I wasn't here, how it goes down like the subterranean like entrance, whatever. There's talk of that in these tablets, how it starts at the tip of the pyramid, and it's a portal or like an entrance to the like
Other side of the
underworlds.
world.
Yeah, so I wanted to see if you guys had seen any of this on TikTok or anything kind of related to these tablets that people, I don't know if people are talking about them, but they should, because it connects all of the mysteries of lizard people, Atlantis, aliens, ancient Egypt, and like I was reading a summary of the topics that are covered, and all of those came up. So I'm like, I need to do a deep dive and maybe do a series on these
So
Yeah.
tablets.
the tablet thing that you're talking about reminds me of something I did a while back, like a while back about, I forget the details, but basically it was like the gods that live under this mountain, this actually,
It's called
I
the Emerald
want to
Tablets of
say,
Thoth.
so I think it was in Peru, the one I was speaking of, but
It
I've
was.
heard um basically there's a tablet that fits perfectly in a rock that opens a portal to the gods, but the gods are just people that, like, in theory are just like rich people that live underground. And
There's
so
a theory about that too, about like a
it's just
super
underground
advanced
people. And
underground
mhm,
civilization.
that's what that reminded me of. I haven't heard anything about that, but I mean the Native Americans are super spiritual and
Have you
they're
heard
all,
anything about Elon, like
no,
thinking this is true?
no,
That's what like
no.
got me into it because Elon is like,
But
yeah, America is ancient Egypt, duh.
why aren't we stopping this genius who is, like, sort of not okay up there? Sorry, Katie, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, Nat, tell me if this is related or not related. So I actually wanted to do an episode on this, but I
Switching
couldn't find much information. I want to say Elon maybe, but this is a TikTok trend that the elites, and I guess that includes Elon, elites, rich people, made all these underground tunnels, specifically in
Yeah,
like Denver, and there was one found in Brooklyn, and they're like all these underground cities, and
like
that
LA has an underground city.
people are like realizing or theorizing that all these like really top elite people had like paid to have a spot, but that I don't know, that they're like debunking somehow. I don't even know. Is that related to this, or this is different?
This is different. This is about like, I guess, origins and whatnot. Like very old, I guess, I don't know the word for it. Like what you would say is like just myths, I guess.
Like
Like
prophecies.
ancient myths, yeah, prophecies and stuff that you wouldn't take as like fact,
Okay, so
but some
sorry,
of it
Nat.
people are like,
I
oh, it's lining up.
I don't have more on that topic, but what Katie was talking about. Have you guys seen the show Paradise? I think it's on HBO
No?
Max, but you could Google that. But it is basically what you were saying. The end of the earth is coming, and so this genius like builds out under the mountains of Colorado, and I mean, this is a spoiler alert, but I'm gonna proceed.
Okay.
Should I not? Should I not
No,
proceed? I'll talk
proceed.
about. Okay. They live underground. It's like a whole, and only the people who, it was another ice age. And so it's only the rich, it's the president, it's like people that they need to run the world live underground. And then in a separate occasion, I forget what, I think I was watching something, maybe it was a dream, but I'm pretty sure I was watching something. And they were like, oh yeah, like the only people who are going to like withstand the future are the ones that are building underground bunkers, and everyone's building underground bunkers. So I think that there's going to be like some sort of, I don't know, there's probably going to be some sort of natural disaster, or it's just like,
Either they're going to cause it or they're predicting it.
yeah, I mean,
I
more
found
likely if everyone's building it, they're going to cause it.
yeah. I found like a little excerpt from like a summary of or like someone trying to talk about these tablets. So it's called, or this section, Tablet 2, The Halls of Amenti. It says, according to Thoth, there is a passage to Amenti, aka the underworld beneath the sunken islands of Atlantis, from beneath the Great Pyramid. The pyramid he built using the power that overcomes Earth's force, gravity. The passage to the halls of Amenti reaches almost the summit of the pyramid. At the apex, he placed a crystal that drew the force from the outer ether.
I don't even know what that means.
That means that the Great Pyramid connects to the sunken city below Atlantis. And then I guess they put a crystal at the top to. So the ether is kind of like goes along Nikola Tesla, where he's like, there's energy all around us and you can suck it up from the universe. You don't have to like generate
Yeah,
it.
like the pyramids,
It's
like we
like
were talking
free
about.
energy. And then, yeah, I guess
Wait, is that
they
what
put
Elon's going to
crystals.
do? Or
No,
that's what it
that's why I
says?
want to know his connection with. Oh, maybe he just is a nerd and got like sucked into reading these tablets
Theories. I
and
mean,
now is obsessed. But
I could see that.
I don't trust
Um,
Elon.
I could definitely see there being just energy everywhere. Like that was the theory way back when like Nikola Tesla, and that's Elon Musk's whole brand is
Mhm.
like just energy everywhere. So I
Which
could see that.
I think
Anyways,
they've proven that there was,
I
but
found a video of him. Do you want me to put the audio in here?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Regarding Elon Musk in Memphis is very interesting. The NTI data center, or supercomputer center, training from beginning installation to start training in 19 days, which is the fastest.
Sorry, I don't know why they put music in the background.
Can you just say what he
But
said?
Setting that new building off to the side? That's in
Oh,
Memphis.
this is the interview.
Memphis, yeah. Oh, so that's where you were? Yeah, I see. Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt. Right. Yeah, you're bringing what? Perhaps that's where our new God will come. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, I wish that was funny. Yeah.
so I'm like, that's kind of creepy. It's like, is he
The way
kidding
that he
there?
says it, he's just like, yeah, Memphis, the ancient capital of Egypt.
Well, of course he wants the robots to take over because he's programming the robots. You know,
I
like
know.
if I had a robot army, I'd be all about it, you know, because they would be
Hmm.
programmed to like favor me and nobody else. But I don't know. You've got to be crazy to put a robot like the robots he's building into your house. Like, how many horror movies about that? Like Megan
A lot.
Fox one. Like, I don't even know.
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds, yeah.
Yeah, and there's been like I've seen videos of them like getting violent or being able to show anger and like other emotions. I'm like, they're robots. Like, let's not give them those things because
Well,
then you're
I don't
drawing a
think they're
fine line
supposed
between
to.
humans.
Yeah. Yeah, because when are they going to be able to vote? When are they going to be able to, like, when are they becoming sentient at that point?
I think there was a movie about that actually that I watched.
Was
I have a
the
dumb geographic question.
Yes.
The world sphere,
Mm-hmm.
let's
oh,
say ancient Egypt and everything I talked about with all the tunnels and
Mm-hmm.
whatever is over here, like on top, is Memphis down here opposite? Or where?
It showed a
oh,
map of like the North and South Pole, and they have entries of like to Middle Earth or whatever. I don't know. So I don't know if they have Memphis or ancient Egypt at like the pole or just like randomly on the globe.
interesting. Well,
Sorry, I have to change the light
I
bulb.
really do want to know because that would be a good like theory.
Yeah, if I can find
Like you're just
more
straight
on it,
through. That's
I
crazy.
want to know.
I want to know too.
Because it seems these tablets seem to hold a lot of conspiracy theories that we've discussed
Seriously.
already too, like the lizard people, Atlantis, aliens, and now this. And I'm like, now I
Mm,
need to look into it.
yeah,
Yeah, there's. I was just looking at it a little bit, but I would like to know more about this.
I know.
I want to know more too.
Anyway, so Nat, this segues into mine. So
I
have
knew it.
you?
Sorry,
Music.
Oh lordy.
I was looking at that reel.
Okay, so have you guys heard? So again, from March. I don't know. March is when they discovered that whole like ancient Egypt tunnels under there. But again, from March. So this is coming from Colombia. So in Colombia, March 2025, citizens reported witnessing a metallic sphere that was zooming all around the sky. They were
Scooting.
outside. There's videos of it. It's like a sphere. It's like the size of kind of like a soccer ball looking thing. It's metallic and it's silver, and it's like moving erratically all over the sky. And then the people see it crash. It lands in a field, and they're like, oh my god, we need to go see this thing, because like it's not like it crashed far away, like it crashed into their field. And so they run to it, and all of these Colombian people, it's from Buga, Colombia. They go and they get it and they touch it, and it's this circular thing. It's approximately 20 inches in diameter, and it weighs about 4.5 pounds. And they recovered it, the locals did.
And it's a
And they
sphere?
It's a sphere, it's a perfect circle.
Metallic.
Pictures of it,
Hmm.
yep. And they noted that it was unusually cold, and that it was emitting smoke when
Was this recent?
yeah, this is March, water was poured on it. So,
Hmm.
and it also had these weird hieroglyphics on it, which we're going to get into. So the people basically ran over it and they're like, oh my God. And it wasn't like it got shot out of something, because then gravity would just pull it down. Like it clearly was something flying, because it was zigzagging all around the sky. Like it wasn't like trajectory, like woo. It was like thump, 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 and then it went down. So these people ran over and they touched it and they're like, wow, it's cold. And then they poured water on it and it was like emitting smoke. So then they got this local radiologist in on it, and they're like, okay, like we need to like do some radioactive scanning. Like, what the heck is up with this? What is it? His name was Jose Velasquez, and he did an X-ray analysis on the sphere because they wanted to know more about it. And they figured out that the sphere has this really complex internal structure. There's 3 layers of like this metal-like material, and it has 18 symmetrical microspheres surrounding its like center. It's like little nucleus, and it has no visible welds or joints, which everyone was like, how? Like, so basically it's 18 little spheres that's protecting the middle, but they can't see any joints or any like connecting places, like it's just a perfect perfect thing, and they're like, this is so weird. So of course everyone was like, okay, well, this is non-human manufactured, because how can, like, what is this thing? It was flying, it has hieroglyphics, and it has no seams on it. Then they found, and they started figuring out that there's symbols on it, and the symbols are like some ancient ruins, and it's, I'm not even going to try to say it, it's spelled Ogham, Ogham,
Oh
and
god.
it's from Mesopotamian scripts, which were
Ooh.
found on the surface. And they actually used AI, which I thought was really cool. And they used AI to scan it, and it was a philosophical message, and I'll tell you about it afterwards.
Maybe
So
it's from these
from
tablets.
Yeah.
Remy's from the tablets. So one guy, a local guy who handled the object, he of course reported feeling ill afterwards, but who knows? I don't know.
Radioactive.
Right, it's radioactive. Um, the government is incredibly interested in it, and the people who found it refuse to give it over. They're holding on to it, and they're saying no. So the government is like, please, oh yeah, no, let's study it. And the people are like, no, it's mine. Finders keepers, you can't take it from me.
I love that for them.
Yeah.
Also, Liv, I don't know if we were listening to a podcast together or if I was listening to a podcast, but there's like almost an identical story that happened, and the government was like, you need to give us the sphere, and they ended up giving it up to like some Navy like scientists.
I think it was a
Did they ever get it
box.
back?
It was a sphere, and it kept like moving around like a metal
I think it
sphere.
was me and you, but it was, I don't think it was less than 2 months ago.
It was an old one,
It was a
like
while ago.
maybe a little
Maybe
while
we can
ago.
compare.
I'll have to
So
find it.
yeah,
They
and this
said
is
no, we're
just
keeping it, and the government didn't forcefully take it.
Not yet.
not
Yeah.
yet. They still want to do further analysis. I guess the government, they say that they want to do what is it that they want to do? They want to still look at like radioactiveness of it, I guess.
I was just
And
gonna
they
say,
want
what if it's just a bomb? Like, what if it's just a weird nuclear
weird
bomb from?
bomb. Well, I
Yeah.
think that might really be why they want to, but they're saying, oh, we need to do a material analysis. And the people are like, no, you're not taking this. So basically, the people still had it, and they let the radiologist do the scans, because he was like, I promise I'm not going to steal it.
Won't steal
And
your suit.
I'm just going to give it an x ray. So they really wanted to know about the like what it said on it. So they used AI, which I think is really cool. I don't know how they did. I guess they uploaded the picture, and it has a philosophical message on it. The markings resembled ancient scripts, which included runes or Ongam, Mesopotamian, whatever. And this is what it roughly translated to. It says, the importance of caring for our consciousness and the planet Earth. So basically, the full message wasn't released in the exact writing, but it described promoting a connection between our like consciousness and us consciously being environmentally friendly and like
Okay,
environmental
this
stewardship.
is the alien egg. Remember the
Yes.
alien egg that
Yeah.
had that whole? They had one message, and it's like, if you fuck up this world, we're gonna fuck you up. And
Yes, and it's like be nice to the environment, and it says right here that that's a theme that's often associated with theories about extraterrestrial intelligences warning us.
yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
And that's all I know. Isn't that
I
wild?
know, that is wild. Well, I mean, how many things? This is wild, but like, how many things can you look at like right now and be like, this is not like, how was this even made? Like, you're thinking of just being a caveman outside, and then you're looking at my water bottle. I'm like, my bright blue water bottle. I'm like, how fake is that? Like, are we the bad people for buying this stuff, or are they the bad people for making it? It's crazy.
That's the same with the plastic industry. They were like, we
Yeah.
caused the problem. We're gonna gaslight the public to think it's theirs. Their problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to
It's a
try to
little
find you
wild.
guys a video on YouTube, and then we can maybe post it.
Mhm.
Because it is wild to watch.
Yeah, but I had another thing to say, and then I had another thing to say, and then I said that thing, and I forgot the other thing. But that's okay. I talk
I
enough.
think you were going to say something about your pods.
The pods.
The last, that one that you did a while ago about the pods saying don't mess up the earth.
Oh yeah. I said that, but then before that I had something to say. And then you said something that reminded me of the pod. So I'm like, the pods are all that's on my
Oh.
mind. So I don't know. That's okay. We can move on.
Yeah, I wish I had more information about it, but I'm gonna email you both a video.
I do recall. So I was gonna say it's a little odd that it took us like 20 years to get like, it usually takes a really long time to get information on like extraterrestrial happenings and stuff. Do you think this one only came out because it happened on a private residence and they came out about
They
it,
can
or
control it.
that you think that's why? Because I'm like, why is it coming out right now? Is it just like because the government wants us to know what they're going to say, or like they want control over it, or like they're trying to distract us from something? But I think I answered my own question. It's because it happened on private property and they came
Yeah.
out about it. Otherwise
Well,
we probably wouldn't hear
Maybe,
about
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that you're right that oftentimes I feel like the government will hide things regarding aliens. Like, remember that whole press conference where they came out and said, "Yeah, we've known aliens were real." Blah blah blah. I think everyone's aware of that now, even though this was in Colombia. So everyone is like their heads on a swivel. I don't know. Like, I always look around and I'm like, "Oh, what is this? What am I
Oh, it's a
seeing?"
YouTube video.
Yeah. So people, I think, see this and they're like, "Oh my god, you're not taking this and you're not going to hide it. Like, I'm going to expose it now. Like, guys, look,
We're
it's real."
exposing it.
Yeah.
Liv's watching the video
Wow,
now,
I'm watching the video now.
and
This
it
looks
almost
fake,
looks
but
like it almost looks like a drone, kind of like the way
it's like a
it's
disco
flying,
ball.
right? Like, it's not zooming; it's just kind of patrolling, and then it lands.
Or when it runs around, it goes far. I would be scared that thing's gonna hit me.
Hit me, right?
It's like
Yeah.
a futuristic Roomba.
But the
Yeah.
weird thing is, it just lands and then it stops moving. So, like, did it decide, "Oh, I'm done moving now,"
Like,
or
this
is
is
it
where I'm meant to
alive,
be.
or it
Why does it
knows? Like,
remind me of the little flying thing in Harry Potter that they have to catch when they're playing their little
oh, the
game on
Quidditch.
joysticks? Yeah,
Yeah.
Quidditch. What is that thing called? The little thing, like the
It'll
little
come to
ball
me.
with the wings.
I only know the name of the game.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. Everyone's screaming
Yeah.
at us right now.
Everyone's like, "Yeah, leave it in the comments."
Yeah, leave it in the comments.
But
Anyways, yeah, that was a fun episode. We had lots of
I feel
random
like
things.
So many mysteries.
I feel like we're gonna have a lot of updates, like, in the future. In future episodes, I would like to know
Yeah.
about all three of these things and how they.
I
Niall's
know.
gonna get a job at TJ Maxx.
Will I read the sacred tablets?
I feel like it's not illegal to try the dropping things off. Like, I feel like it's definitely illegal to like try to commit fraud by returning something that you didn't purchase there for money. But
Mhm.
like, if you just leave something there and then see it on the shelf the next day, like, I feel like that's not illegal. You're donating, you're providing them inventory.
Mhm.
So that would be kind of fun to test out. But I don't know. I don't feel like I have enough time in a day to like have the energy to go and do that. But
I feel
True.
like that could be cool to test out. Like you said, I
yeah.
feel like that one. I don't know, if I'm just a minimum wage worker, I'm walking around my AirPods in, and my manager says, like, "You can't leave until everything's picked up and put away where it's supposed to be." I for sure would be putting stickers on things. So I guess the question is, like, how do they determine price? Like, is it like,
I
"Oh,
think they just
It's a
give it
toys"?
to like the
manager decision,
manager.
or it's in
Yeah.
the system. But that's why, like, I don't
I don't
blame
think
them because they're
anything's in the
probably.
system.
Well, I think they're walking around and they're just like I
They
just work here.
also
Why would random items show up that we don't sell? Like, I don't think
they
they're like, if
exactly.
it's here, we're selling it.
They also do like the fake clearance thing sometimes where they'll be like mark something at like $400, the furniture mostly, and then they'll put clearance for like $299 when the original price is really $299. This brings up something else. Sorry to keep going, but I remember a scandal like a few years ago, and I remember like hating Target for it for a while. Is that Target they would have their original price for like $12, and then they would put a sale tag right over the price and it'll be $11.98. They'll literally take like 2 cents off of it, but because you see the sale, your brain's thinking, "Oh, what a deal, this is on sale, I need to get it." Like, that's just going to be like the the nail in the coffin for you purchasing something.
I will admit I do that on Facebook Marketplace when I sell stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna sell this for like this amount, but I'm gonna say the original, or like the original price that I had it listed for was higher. And then market for lower.
That's probably not a great idea, because then that from Facebook Marketplace, that shows that it's been up for a while. Like a house, you kind of don't want to do that with a house. But like Target, if you see a little red sticker on there and they're selling things, this is like after they haven't been able to sell them. So if they're sitting at the store for a while, they're going to test it out by putting a sale tag on it for 2 cents less. I remember that being a big scandal, actually. I know. All these stores trying to fool you. That's why I don't trust anybody.
It's marketing. It's evil.
Seriously. Now I wonder how many times I see one of those like flash ads or like subliminal messages in the TV I watch. Because I remember learning about those and being mind blown. I'm like, those, no way that exists. No way I've ever seen that. And I'm like, well, yeah, probably I have. Oh no, I'm out of seltzer. That means I have to go. It's empty.
I feel
Okay.
like we all froze.
Everybody, thanks for watching. We will see you next week. Thank you for giving us a week off. I think that's the first week we've taken off. Even Christmas we were on. So thanks for letting us take the week off.
I'm sure you missed us.
I'm sure you truly missed us. All the scandals we start and all that fun stuff. So anyways, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see our beautiful faces, you should be watching on YouTube. Trying to give
I thought it would do the bubble, but I think it's only on
trying to give the
FaceTime.
thumbs up. Yes, anyways, subscribe if you like us, give us a comment, rate and review us, share us with your friends, all that fun stuff. If you want to email us, it is 17scootersclub@gmail.com. And at that note, send us your alien videos. Scoot.
Oh.
Oh no, I froze.
You didn't freeze.
I froze on my screen. That's creepy. I gave all the energy into that, and my computer couldn't take it. Oh no! Bye, everybody.
Farewell.
Bye.
2 wheels are better than 4. From the mountains to the shore, fun is rolling up to the pub. We're 17 Scooters Club.